Will do.
Will do. That sounded like a dare. That sounded a lot like a dare. Hold on. I almost want to check who the voice actor is. Can't remember what voice setting shows. Fresh straw in the corner of this prison cell absorbs much of the stench.
Huh. Have a look here.
Ooh, Subterfuge showing up again. Into the stash.
On it.
A meager portion of game simmers in a large copper pot. Fragrant spices attempt to mask the potent smell of whatever creature they've decided to cook.
I got it.
Can't talk to them, can't talk to them. They could go in this tent, or this tent. Let's take this stuff. Ooh, grain. That's the same, again, same art they used in Pillars of Eternity 2. Reusing resources is fine, I don't mind it. From your vantage point, you see tents trail off, obscured by the rising smoke of campfires. The soldiers you see appear somber and quiet, a calm before the storm. Man, I was trying to read this I'm gonna try... I'll try the next one even faster. Okay. Lesser Vigil of Strength. How much lore do you have? Lore 20. She has more at least. The table is lined with various medicinal herbs. It would appear that they have been carefully rationed. Whew! Barely made it. That was only 3 lines. Carefully skinned game hang from this branch. They appear sickly and malnourished. When I read faster, I also read louder.
Got it.
So I can talk to these people. Keep an eye on these scarlet cores over there. Just making my rounds. Hey, where are you going? Stay vigilant, Fatebinder. Bitter Quip. Double speed. Let's unlock this now.
Got it. On it.
I have to go back. We're gonna travel 3 hours and 15 minutes back to Entering Ruins so we can unlock a chest, because we just got better at picking locks. Imagine that, doing that in real life.
Can't do that.
Climb up.
That wasn't so hard.
Oh, we got another scroll.
Sorry, I can't.
Can't wait till I have a character with lore. Well, I should wait till I had a character with lore to come back. Oh well. I haven't been paying attention to load times. Are they better than Pillars of Eternity 2?
Will do.
Oh, what? Oh, okay. I do remember that the voiceover for the trailers of this game was pretty cheesy. Sounded like what I imagine I sound like trying to do voices. Doing the deep overload voice. The Overlord Kairos! Stuff like that. Marcus. Talk to me, Marcus. I am Lucia. This is Marcus. This favorite soldier points to the armored band next to her, and you must be the Fatebinder. From under her helmet, you hear an audible scoff. We've been assigned to babysit Assigned to your hospitality, Marcus quickly interjects, while you remain on disfavored ground. If you should need a place to rest, we can make the necessary preparations. What can we do for you? Marcus, tell me about yourself. Not sure there's much to tell you. I trained at Fort Resolution. This is my first campaign, and I'm proud to be with the Legion. I was wounded at the Gates of Judgment, but Graven Ash's protection mended me good. I owe my life to him. Are you bragging that you let your guard down and took a spear to the gut? You really shouldn't boast about a filthy tearsman besting you in battle. Lucia rolls her eyes. You're just bitter that Lord Ash never seems to notice you. In all seriousness, I would take that spear again if it brought honor to the disfavored. Kairos knows we could use it. We are the elite fighters of the Northern Army, but somehow we still lack the Overlord's confidence. He shakes his head and sighs. Lucia, tell me about yourself. I do this. She unenthusiastically lifts up her heavy shield. And I do this. She mockingly stabs at the air with her spear. Lucia shrugs. Playing host is not my strong suit. Ignore my sarcasm. I've seen the Legion through my share of the campaign. After so much bloodshed, our pretenses of honor can wear me down. She turns a cautious eye your way. The North is my home, and I consider each and every one of the ironclad bastards in this camp to be family. You won't find another army where each member of the flanks is as beloved and cherished as the next. Her description of her job reminds me of when I was working in a stock produce store. When people would ask me what I did for work, I'd be like, oh, I pick things up and I put them down. That was my description of my job. And people would just not know how to respond to it. You seem handy with a weapon, Lucia. I know a thing or two about spitting foes who are stupid enough to challenge me. What of it? Easy, Lucia. We don't punish curiosity here. No need to fly off the handle on the basis of a simple reflection. They train us well, Fatebinder. The Archon makes sure that our potential is realized before we reach battle, so most of us keep a cool head when we see any action. He looks at Lucia with a frown. Most of us, I said. How have your skills fared in battle against the Oathbreakers, Marcus? Insufficient reputations. Wait, is this all a ruse? Did Tudon send you to test the army's training and grit? Because I won't stand for it. Will you calm the fuck down, you tangled fishnet of nerves? This is after how many head wounds you took last week? Stop looking for enemies behind every shadow. I guarantee you'll be disappointed. Okay, I see you two get along very well. What's it like serving the disfavored? In spite of our name, the Legion commands more honor than any military on the face of Tyranny. Unlike the chorus, there is tradition, discipline, teamwork, and unity of purpose. Marcus looks out across the camp. There aren't many of us, but it's better that way. We're a tightly knit family bound together by trust and glory. Accurate enough, Lucia shrugs. After seeing the disunity and bickering of the younger realm defenders, I feel lucky to be in the most agreeable legion of Kairos' host, even if we're not always the most efficient. If the Legion boasts so much honor, why are they disfavored? Insufficient reputation. I'm afraid that isn't for me to say. Others around camp might be able to tell you more, but I don't freely discuss the Great General's history to outsiders. But you'll say that it involves the Great General, which is already a telling clue, idiot. Drat! At least the Iron Marshal isn't within earshot, or I'd be washing my mouth out with wormwood. Marcus, I'd like some training. Of course, Fatebinder! Marcus pounds his fists on his armor and salute. So I can, what, spend money to train? What's it cost? Copper rings? Ranks trainable this level, 10. Is there a level cap? Just give me a second. Just gonna look up if there's a level cap. This is one thing I do look up for games. I look up, systems. My extension level cap for new game has been raised to... Okay, level cap. What is the max level? Limit or no limit? Add a level 70 plus character. After several games, okay, I want to know not the new game plus level cap. Level cap runs the game. What is the level cap of this game? This might answer my question. They said in one, there's roughly enough experience to get to around level 16, but there's no hard level cap. Tyranny training skills. How about skill trainers? Skill trainers can be used by a player to increase his or her proficiency with the different skill lines. These trainers charge a fee for each skill trained, increasing in cost the higher your skill is. Okay. Not really. Oh. But increasing my parry would get me close to the next level, but one-handed or two-handed weapons would not. Weird. Can't... I don't really understand why. They have to be high enough. What was I gonna do next? Well, if it isn't the Fate Binder. What can we do for you? Lucia, I could use some training. Finally, some fun to break up the monotony of this siege. Dodge. Training dodge would increase. Okay. One-handed weapons. I don't think I'm gonna do it.
On it.
I do want to go to my journal. Talk to Lucia and Marcus at his favorite camp. Oh. And reputation higher. I might not be able to do that because I have been kind of favoring the chorus. And I'm guessing that is my reputation with the Disfavored that I need to get more information from Lucia and Marcus. I don't know if I read this already. From your vantage point, you see tents trail off, obscured by the rising smoke campfires. The soldiers you see appear somber and quiet, a calm before the storm. Would you like to rest for 8 hours? Sure, why not? Oh, it's dark now.
I got it.
Oh, I can't see because my light's too bright. The glare. There, that helps. Been over here. I guess I'm going into the tent now. I have no idea what his voice sounds like. Let's give it a shot. Good advice is flexible, changing with the moment. Besides, now we're agreeing with yesterday. Oh, wow. So fast. Maybe we'll wait until they're done their discussion and then we'll read it all at once. In the meantime, does time pass when my inventory's open? Minus 0.5 seconds recovery, but minus 3% deflection. We'll keep the ones we have. Plus armor, minus 4% deflection, minus 2 disengagement defense. Light leather gauntlets, plus 1% deflection, minus 2 second recovery. Okay. That's better. That's an improvement. Stone shield boots. These are better too. Just give Ilmer all the good stuff. Or Velian. Velian. He's Velian now. Two-handed weapon. Nobody wants a two-handed weapon. Accessory. So this is plus 1% deflection, minus 0.2 seconds recovery, plus 2% precision. Decreased unarmed DPS. Oh no. What's precision? Determines chance that when attacking a target after the hit is results determined, the hit will be upgraded to a higher hit result. I see. I think this is probably worth it overall. Stone shield boots are definitely better than the boots she already had. That's that. I don't think time was passing. Are they done? They're done. Alright, here's my attempt at the voices of Nerat and Graven Ash. Graven Ash. Yesterday you chid me for wishing to wait, now you suggest an even longer delay. Perhaps the voices in your skull ought to come to a consensus if you wish to be taken seriously. Good advice is flexible, changing with the moment. Besides, now we're agreeing with yesterday you. Today, you should be happy. We know you hate going into battle without overwhelming odds on your side. If you're so terrified of a challenge, why not wait for your reinforcements? I don't need your heckling, I need your scouting reports, or better yet, confirmation you quelled the Oathbreakers in the Outer Valley. Oh, that? We will solve it in our own time and way. We must make at least a token effort to show them mercy after all. Mercy? They have already shat upon our mercy once before. These gutter-born South Knobs deserve nothing better than death. Oh, calm down now. We must leave something to rule. Or have you forgotten Kyros's orders? Patience, old chum. Now, let's see how close I was.
That's 4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The Tearsmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
He has like a hollow chest that's exuding... Is he like Iron Man? The Iron Man of Tyranny? He's got like some sort of power core in his chest. The Archon of War pounds his staff on the ground to punctuate his words. A large and imposing man to begin with, his profile is made larger still by his hulking suit of armor that hums with mystic energy.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery, but I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
The Archon of Secrets passes a scepter between his hands as he speaks, twirling the rod in hypnotic circles. Emerald luminescence seeps from the seams of the Archon's ragged red robes. The glow is most noticeable where his neck ought to be. His mask seems to float and spin, never pivoting or bending naturally. Twirling the rod, you hear the voices in your head. Well, hello there, Fatebinder. We'll be with you in just a moment.
Hey, watch yourself. When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
Verse whispers fearfully as she beholds the Archons. I'm gonna remain silent and watch.
I always know you've run out of things to say when you resort to mocking my vassals. If we are to speak of treachery, why is it that my scouts see the Scarlet Chorus warriors defecting back to the Vendrian Guard? Your fearsome reputation has gone flaccid, for it seems you cannot control your soldiers, or perhaps you simply choose not to.
Is this the man? Her voice. My lords, the Fatebinder has arrived! The disfavored commander raises her voice, trying with little success to speak over the Archons. Perhaps we could table this discussion and let our guests speak.
Speaking of strategic failures, who was it that insisted the valley would need only a token garrison? For some strange reason, we can't seem to recall which balding halfwit grossly underestimated the enemy. Thoughts?
The Archon of Secrets twirls the scepter in a twisting loop, his leather-wrapped hands flipping the heavy rod with an effortless flow. Hear the voice in your head. Can you hear us, Fatebinder? Cough if you have our attention. I'm going to cough audibly.
And I thought you had left agents within these Tearsmen when they surrendered. Either you failed to see this coming, or you knew and let it happen. Incompetent or in cahoots, either way, this mess has your filthy stink all over it.
The Archon of War lurches forward, resting his weight on his war maul as blue luminescence crackles around his armor.
We look forward to seeing you explain to Tunon why the Archon of War could not close the vice on this trivial little insurgency. When we are crowned the ruler of the Tears, we shall have this place renamed to Ash's Folly in your honor.
The voices of Narat tosses his scepter into the air, catching it as it descends back down. You hear the voice in your head? Good, good. Now pay attention. You might miss something. I'll remain silent.
If I could trust the information I get from you and your conscripted mouth breathers, perhaps I'd order my cohorts around a bit more aggressively. But last time I trusted your all-clear report, my troops failed to come home.
Oh, Ash, old boy. If you're going to have a little sob every time one of your nieces or nephews dies to the Tearsmen, perhaps we should have Siren sing you some calming lullabies to help you cope with your grief.
The Archon flips his scepter 3 times around, humming gleefully. Siren is the Archon of Song and the youngest Archon sent to conquer the Tears. Young and inexperienced, Siren is sworn to the voices of Narat, who uses her powers of charm and manipulation to swell the ranks of the Scarlet Chorus with volunteers. The Archon flips his scepter 3 times around, humming gleefully. Hear the voices in your head. Take care that you don't learn too much, Fatebinder. An excess of knowledge, of curiosity even, can earn unwanted attention. Hold your tongue! I will not have you denigrate the honor of our fallen brethren! The commander's hand moves to the hilt of her blade, though the weapon stays sheathed. I'd be doing us all a favor if I cracked open that excuse for a head. This is a man, I think. They bicker like children, do they not? The fifth's eyes grating tenor pierces the tension in the tent, and all eyes land on the Crimson Spear. I meant only to say welcome. Welcome to our guest, the Fatebinder. The armored retainer bows with rushed inelegance, then rises to salute. And not a moment too soon. Why didn't you speak up sooner? My Lord Archons, the governor of Lethean's Crossing, has finally arrived. I beg you to cease arguing for a moment. I'm gonna glare silently.
Welcome, Firestarter. We have been eagerly anticipating your arrival. Perchance you bring another of Kairos' edicts to savage the enemy? My soldiers tell me you helped Commander Drotus on your way through Edring. You honor the court with your selfless cooperation, for that is the sort of camaraderie that Kairos demands of us all.
On the last of his words, the Archon of War glares at the voices of Narat, furrowing his brow as he utters the word camaraderie. Are you done bickering? I have an edict to proclaim.
My dear Binder, we won't be done bickering until the last of Ash's hair falls out. We'll pause for you to read your little missive. Go on, don't keep us all in suspense.
Oh, what? I get to see the favor? Favor. 98% to tier 1, rat.
For the second time, Brother Tunon selects you for the glory of proclamation. You should be honored. Tell us, what has the Overlord decided to unleash upon the Oathbreakers?
In honor of your incompetence and disarray, the edict will execute every living thing in this valley unless Ascension Hall is taken by Kairos' Day of Swords. Ascension Hall. Ascension Hall is the traditional throne room of the Queens of Apex. The throne stands directly beneath the mountain spire, in the center of the citadel in the Valley of Vendrian's Well. Day of Swords. The 26th day of every month or span is Kairos' Day. It is a day of holiday and rest for all within the Overlord's empire. Each Kairos' Day is the last day of its span and is referred to by the span's name. Kairos' Day of Swords, therefore, is the 26th day of the span of swords. So, end of the month. The earth sways with each word you utter, the air thickening with warmth as you pronounce the tersely phrased commandment. It's every syllable drafted by the hand of Kairos. While with the edict proclaimed, your pulse quickens and the muscles in your legs, worn from a long trip down the mountains, feel renewed, the tired limbs now nearly buoyant with vigor. When I proclaim edicts, I feel better?
The Overlord means to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of this ultimatum. We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive. We'll need to advance across the Mittani. We lose everything if we stand still, and we move to back up Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time, so we do this the hard way. Over the walls instead of through.
The Archon of War taps a finger against his temple. A low rumble escapes from under his beard.
So you found your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft, timid. That was a record for you, right? The baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
The Archon of Secrets passes his scepter from one hand to the next, chuckling softly with each toss. You hear the voices in your heads. Watch him squirm. So many tears over replaceable, expendable, useless soldiers. I miss the old Archon of War. You've never seen blood echo in a blubbering mess over a few dead killers. He'd used the knuckle bones of his best disciples for jewelry, and even made a breastplate out of his dead brothers. Okay, what are my options? Bicker all you wish, you're just wasting valuable time. Are you too daft? It is your indecision and bickering that necessitated this. Learn to work together or we're all doomed. Remain silent. They call you the Archon of Secrets, but you certainly don't seem to know anything remotely useful. I mean, I have to. Valiant just loves pissing people off. They call you the Archon of Secrets, but you certainly don't seem to know anything remotely useful.
I second the fate binder. Thought you had the memories of one of those Oathbreakers rattling about that bronze gourd of yours. Would Kairos' mighty spy master please enlighten this gathering of allies with some scrap of strategic insight?
The Archon of Secrets turns his head to the side until the face of his mask is turned around and a new facet of the mask presents itself as facing forward. When next the Archon speaks, the trembling voice of a younger man can be heard.
Our river was to be the bulwark, but with the tidecasters slain, what hope remains? It's so cold in here. Help me, please.
The Archon turns his head far to the side until the previous facet of his mask now looks forward. The use of the term Our River suggests that this is the voice of the late Mittani Genev, ranking member of the Vendrian Guard. The wealthy house Mittani owned much of the realm of Apex before the coming of Kairos, and the major river in the valley bears the Mittani name.
Our sources tell us the Oathbreakers had some sort of magical trick in store, but this knowledge is tinged with fear, trepidation. If we make a move for the Mittani, we suspect the Oathbreakers will mount a counterattack that is equal parts valiant and futile.
That voice. Who was it?
That was Mittani Yanev, former noble of Apex and one of the leaders of the Vendrian Guard. Back when they were half-respectable enemies that knew how to lose with dignity. When the guard first surrendered, Yanev presented himself to us. What he knew, we now know.
Our lives hang in the balance because you two bicker like children. Now, go, solve this problem you've started. My lord, Barrack and his band have been drilled on the Echo Call assault plan. The Crescent Runners should be briefing him as we speak regarding the latest enemy movements along the river. I will dispatch him at once. The Iron Marshal salutes, clapping her gauntlet to her breastplate. Barrack. Though you know him only by name, Barrack is the commander of the Stone Shields and well regarded by the Disfavored High Command. And I will ensure the course stands ready to march. If the Disfavored can take the river, the course has the manpower to secure the outer ring of the valley. Can't remember what he sounds like.
Our soldiers clamor for battle, and at last we shall have it. Thus, we command you to continue guarding the Fatebinder. Tunan's chosen is our honored guest, and must be shown our finest hospitality.
I won't let you down, boss. He'll get through the campaign in one piece, as long as he doesn't do anything too stupid.
And, Fatebinder, one last thing. We still haven't forgotten how you handed over our agents to the Disfavored just before the burning library sparked into being. We would be a fool to believe that Tunon sent us an impartial Fatebinder, but... prove us wrong. Prove us wrong.
The Archon twirls his scepter one last time, then taps the fifth eye on the shoulder, and the two depart. You hear the voices in your head. Suit yourself, Fatebinder. The more you ignore us...
Finally, the fool and his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kairos' judgment, but I will never understand why the voices of Narot is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end. Though the edict threatens the Scarlet Chorus just as it threatens us, I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work against us. You've shown your worth in war, and your name has been known to the Legion since the very beginning of this long conquest. So I'd ask that you join us this one last time, to help us wrap up this last objective. If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
I'm a short few scouts, short a few soldiers, short a few everything. I'm sure my brethren would be grateful for the assistance of a skilled outsider. I would be... And what of the Scarlet Chorus? How will they be helping?
I ask myself that question often. While we take the river crossing, the Scarlet Chorus should be using their sizable presence to remove the Oathbreaker patrols lurking in the outer valley.
The Oathbreakers have maintained a sizable force outside the Citadel. We need the Chorus's manpower to scour the region. Otherwise, the Oathbreakers will attack at our heels once we cross the Mittani. I guess I'll glare silently. The Iron Marshal salutes Graven Ash, then turns to leave the tent. I will be at the training grounds, readying the soldiers. Find me there when you are ready. She pauses, clearing her throat. And though I am loath to mention it, the Chorus can likely use your assistance. They certainly won't secure the Outer Valley on their own. Fifth Eye will be somewhere in that rat's nest they call a camp, due east. Seek him out if you must. Give me this lesser healing potion.
Good thing I keep a torsion wrench handy.
Torsion wrench? That's part of a lockpick set. The battle reports from Echo Call Crossing blames the failure of the assault on the village on the village on the Scarlet Chorus. Apparently, their scouts failed to report critical intelligence about the enemy composition. The Archon of War lets out a long sigh as he surveys the maps and models displayed about his desk. He glances over his shoulder, making brief eye contact with you, furrows his brow, and turns back to his contemplation. When I received the missive that said the fire starter was coming to the well, I thought at last we'll torch these fucking swine. But no, I was foolish to count on such things. May we speak a moment? I tire of all this endless prattle. I am the Archon of War, and the Overlord has decreed battle. If you wish to help, go speak with my soldiers. Return when you have done something useful. The Archon of War pounds the haft of his maul against the ground. Okay, bye-bye. Ta-ta.